waiting for them, you guys. Um, a lot of you guys are brand new, but I want to celebrate a little bit tonight as well. So if you have had any sort of transformation on this program, whether that's losing weight, some of you guys joined this because you wanted to gain weight. Some of you guys didn't have any weight loss, but you have been transformed maybe with your mental and emotional health. And some of you guys, can I just say it? Some of you guys are really hurting financially. You were broke and you're not anymore. So like, what's your transformation been? Please put that in the chat group, whether you lost weight or gained weight. How much have you lost or gained? How much, so as we're waiting for everyone else to start rolling in, let's just circle up. We're going to be with each other for about another 58 minutes. Let's get to know one another. This is the family. So my name is Jamil Frazier. I am an integrated presidential director with Optavia. I have been coaching now for just over 6 years, and it's been one of the best things that has ever happened to my family and I. I really started this as not really knowing the power that we have. And since we started coaching, there's been close to about 33,000 lives that have been impacted now. And all of you guys are part of it. So welcome to tonight. Tonight's our team training. So you guys do me a favor as people keep piling on. Tonight you're going to learn a lot. It's going to be a lot of information. We're going to ask you to do mental gymnastics tonight. So your brain is going to be doing push-ups. So break out a piece of paper for me and break out a pen. La pluma, clase. ¿Entiendes? Okay. So pen for you all. And paper. Let's get down to notes. Candace Harper, you understood that. Little Espanol for you. That's how we get down over here. You didn't know I was bilingual, huh? Okay, so let me share my screen. Look at these 25 pounds in 2 months, Ivy. Wow. 104 days, 43 pounds. Are you guys seeing this? Is anyone looking in the chat? That's crazy. You guys do me a 1 if you've already registered for our Salt Lake City event that's coming up in about 2 weeks. So that's where I'm starting now. Put a 1 in the chat group if you have already registered. So let me share my screen. So some of you guys are thinking, what the heck are you talking about? Salt Lake City event? What is that about? Well, I'm about to tell you. You're going to learn today. So one of the cool things about being part of this organization is the fact that we are family. And for being family, we want to make sure that we can equip you with every single thing that you need to build a thriving business, to build a business that you probably haven't really thought about, but the business that you have right now can certainly last longer than your lifetime. So it can be 200 years in the future and your business will still be impacting lives. That's how incredible your business is. Your business is a true asset, not just to yourself, but to the world. So we want to make sure that we give you all the tools, the training, the education, the love, the support that you need so that you can go and touch more lives. Isn't that what our mission is about? So one of the ways that we do that is we get together and we make sure to bond together. And we make sure to train our coaches on a high level. So one of our team trainings is coming up, and we've named it the Paxman Frazier Leadership Summit. And as you can see from all the ones that are blowing up the chat group, we have tons and tons of coaches that have already registered for the event. And it's just going to be phenomenal. We have done events like this in the past, and every single time people move or leave there with tremendous breakthroughs. In fact, I wouldn't be here if I didn't go to an event like this in March 2013. And consequently, no one else on this line would be here if I didn't go to that event. So that's how powerful these events are happening. So this is going to happen in Salt Lake City. Please write down these dates, November 8th, 9th, and 10th. Now, November 8th that's a Thursday, and that is for executive directors and above. So Jan and I have already built out the training for that day. And I'm just going to tell you, that day alone would be worth for what the coaches are going to get. If they were going to go to a personal development seminar outside of Optavia, just for that one day, they would probably have to invest at least $2,500. To register and to go to this event is only $99. just the first day alone, I would value at $2,500. This is how impressive this event's going to be. So try your hardest to move your businesses to executive director by the end of this month so that you can join us on the 8th. And then if not, the 9th is the official start date for everyone else that's coming in. So we have coaches coming in from all over the world. And here's just a little glimpse of some of our coaches that joined our last big team training together, which we were together in Salt Lake City and in St. Louis at our national convention. But what I want to do is I want to direct you to how to go on and get registered. So many of you guys are already in this group here, which is called the Paxman Frazier Team Event Group, which you see here. So if you're not already in this group, then make sure to send someone in your support team a message and say, hey, add me to this group. And if for some reason they're not adding you, then go on and shoot me a message and I'll add you there. And then once you're in the group, pinned to the top of the page are directions to how you go on and get registered, how you go find your hotel. Lots of people still need hotel mates. So I want to bring on Nancy Ramirez to actually spend some time with us and talk to us about why she's so excited about this event, how she sees it really moving her business forward from the time she's there to the time she comes back, and what really is driving her and motivating her from going. So Nancy, my friend, are you there?
Hello, everybody. I'm here. Happy Monday. So can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm so excited about this event. I got to be honest with you. Jamil has always been pushing me to go to the events. And since I got into the October Madness, I got so excited. I changed a lot the way I see things. And every time for the last 2 years, everybody that goes to events, they come with this mentality and this excitement, and I see them succeed. And I can prove that all our leaders are so strong because they go to events. So I don't care what happens. That's a priority now to me, and I'm going to that event. I'm super excited because I know that the training that we get there with our leaders, it's amazing. And when I come back, my mentality is going to be way different. I know I'm going to be able to see things more clear. It's going to start making sense and treat this as the business that it's my business. I want to grow as a person, as a human being, and these trainings are going to be the best thing ever for me. Like I see Priscilla Allen, like when she started, and then she started going to all these events, and now I see her in our trainings and how much she grew, and I'm so happy for her. So I'm like, I want to do it. I want to get motivated. I want to go hang out with the leaders. I want to get a little bit of happiness, enjoyment, and I want to come back and give it all to my team and to anybody that wants a little piece of that. So in the next 12 months after that training, I want to be global. I want to go to the cruise. I want to go to convention. I don't want to miss any events from now on. That's my priority. This is my life. I love being a health coach, and I want everybody to make sure that you put this into your priority bucket, because this is an investment for your future, for your kids, for your family, for yourself. And like Jamil says, it's free, pretty much.
And love that. See, it only took her 3 years to kind of figure it out, huh, Nancy? Shoot. So the event's happening, you guys. It's going to be amazing. I feel more energized about this Paxman Frazier Leadership Summit than I have for many, many, many events. And I think it's because as we were planning this, I don't want to get too far in the weeds to you guys. Just trust me that it's going to be amazing. I would love to see so many there. I think we only have about 100 spots open, but whatever it is that you can do. So Nancy, thanks so much for that. That was so good, man. Okay, let me, where am I at? I think this is it here. Okay, so let's talk about something exciting that's happening this Wednesday. This Wednesday, we are starting something called our community night. Were any of you guys here years ago when we would do something? We called it a Wednesday night client celebration call or something like that. We did this, we started this back in basically December 2012, and it was a hit for many, many, many years. And so we're bringing it back, but we're bringing it back 2.0. So what we're going to do is just we're going to rock it out, give our clients an opportunity to experience community via Zoom. And it's going to be incredible. So please take these notes down. We're going to start this Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to look like this. And so your clients are going to get a picture, and they're going to see hundreds of other clients all around the world sometimes, definitely all around the United States. And it's going to give them that community that they're really looking for. So I want to bring on Integrated Global Director Justin Nabini to maybe talk for a few minutes about this client community night and why he's so excited about it. Justin, you there?
Yeah, I guess my dad signed up as a coach. Did he put you up to this, or what's going on?
It's just an adorable picture, brother.
Yeah. So, no, I'm really excited to bring these back. You know, Jamil, I know when we did these back in the day, they were really – oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Hold the phone timer. I know when we did these back in the day, they really were a pivotal moment for clients and potential coaching partners to really kind of express what they can do. So building the community around these guys is really where they're going to start to have success. And I know a lot of you guys, you know, just wink at me if you guys are doing your first week and first month celebration calls, right, with your clients or tips calls and really trying to integrate them in. Well, this call is going to be that next level. You know, Dr. A kind of shoots off a percentage, which I think is really cool, going from when we used to do it on the phone to this visual. I think it's like 73 or 78% of conversation is visual. So integrating these guys into these calls and really sharing with clients or potential coaching partners and really having them see what's possible for them. You know, sometimes it's just you one-on-one with your client, or you and your mentor coach kind of one-on-one. But when they really start to see those other moms, those other dads, those other hardworking parents, or, you know, stay-at-home parents, they're really going to start to see those things. And they're going to get to be able to, you know, kind of transfer their skills as far as being able to speak in front of people and inspire somebody. And when they start to do that, it can really intrinsically awaken what they have to move them forward. So the community call, I think, is going to be one of the funnest things ever. Like Jamil said, we really animated this thing to a high level by bringing it to Zoom and really going forward with it. So, you know, just make sure you're aware of this call. Make sure your clients or your potential coaching partners or even coaches are aware. You know, moving a coach to that next level and speaking on these calls can really help them. And the idea is to integrate them. You know, as you guys see these calls right here, how cool does this feel as a community of coaches, right? Now we're going to bring that community of coaching aspect. And I always tell clients, like, man, you're a client. Wait till you get to the coaching aspect. It's really on fire. Well, we're kind of bringing that to them as like an overview on that Wednesday night call. And then we're going to integrate them into the community. Most of us on here know that we're very successful. Why? Because of the structure of support. Well, what does the support come from? The community. Right? So these are just some really exciting things, man. I think this is going to be a really awesome call to have and just really share an impact on a level. So just remember, most of us, and from speaking for myself too, I'm blessed that we have team coaching. So as we kind of integrate this call in, really, really ramp this up. This can be a pivotal moment to grow your business too. Like we said, you know, to have people really see and share and inspire others can really intrinsically awaken them. And I think that's one of the coolest things about this. Mm-hmm. So 2.0 is coming at you guys. Let's make sure we sponsor this thing up and really bring it to them, because what is it? It's a mini event. And what did we say about events, right? So I'm just really excited about that. Jamil, thanks so much for having me speak, man.
Of course, man. So one last look at this, not one last look, it's going to be up in 0 to 5. But you guys, this is how I built, I'm just going to be honest with you, this is how I built my business. Before, we didn't have 2,000 coaches, you know, like we do now. It was just a few of us. And what I would do back in the day, we just had freeconferencecall.com. And a lot of my clients were going through the same things, but they didn't know that they were going through the same things as everyone else. They felt in this shelter. They thought, oh, I only lost 4 pounds, not knowing that 4 pounds was amazing. But they would see a few people in the groups saying, I lost 10 pounds. And so now your clients are disappointed. Well, when we get them on calls like this and communities like this, and they hear stories from other real people saying, I've had struggles too, or I've been triumphant in this area, or I have been a little bit struggling in this area. then it does a lot for your clients. It really, what Justin says, it really helps them to awaken to their full potential. So this Wednesday night, I believe from this group, like there's 160 people on right now. Just think if our clients, even two of your clients jumped on this line, three of your clients, it's going to be 300, 400, 500 people easily on this community Zoom. And what it does for you is it makes your job a heck of a lot easier because now you're guiding them to the system. You don't have to be there trying to motivate them all the time. Let the system do that. So that's where it's going to be. So next, you guys, you're in for a real treat. How many of you guys want to figure out a way to bring on as many clients as you want to? Put a 2 in the chat group. So we have one of our fully integrated business coaches. She's one of the best trainers in the company. A lot of you guys have been part of Priscilla Allen's Facebook or social media training. I'm not sure in 6 years I've seen anyone do a better job than Priscilla with really explaining to us how to utilize social media, especially Facebook, and bringing on as many clients as you want to. So Priscilla, my friend, are you there? You should be on now.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. I think we both clicked on the unmute mute at the same time. All right. Well, thank you so much for that introduction. That was really, really nice.
Wasn't that good?
Yes. So I'm excited to share with you guys right now about the 3x3x3. I think it's a very simple system that if you do this consistently, every single day, you will build momentum for your business. You will build a solid client base and a solid coach base as well. I think the most important thing is just building that momentum and just being consistent with your 3x3x3 will actually get you there. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Okay, Jamil, can you see that?
Yep, I can see it.
You can see it?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So what is the 3x3x3? We hear a lot about the 3x3x3 or the 20x20x5 or the 10x10x10. And, a lot of coaches have asked me, what is that specifically? And we're going to get into the breakdown of what this is exactly. So a 3x3x3, when we talk about that and we talk about social media, we talk about 3 social media posts, 3 conversations, and 3 connections with people. The social media post can be on any of your social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever else there is out there. My preferred methods are the Instagram and actually Facebook as well. And so we connect with people authentically through these platforms. So what are things we want to be posting? We want to post things about our family lives. I know for a lot of people, this can be chatter in our heads where we say, oh my goodness, I don't know that I want to post about family life. I don't know that I want people looking at what I'm posting. But the thing is, people fall in love with authentic people on Facebook. In today's information age, there is so much fake stuff on Instagram. There are so many fake things that we see, stories and stuff like that. And when you actually post about your family, when you post about, just things that go on in your life, people value that a lot. So posting about family life, posting before and afters, posting interests, things like, if you're into music, if you're into art, and if you're into recipes, inspirational stuff, you want to post about yourself and just be real, be you. Whatever makes you you and makes you amazing, post about that. Conversations, we want to reach out to people, right? Every single day, you want to talk to 3 people. You want to create relationships with people. These are a few ideas that you can check out. Birthday messages. Every day Facebook reminds you about somebody's birthday. Parentheses when it comes to birthdays is you do not want to post on the wall, happy birthday, just like everybody else. Otherwise, you fall into the funnel or just one big post where everybody's posting happy birthday. So you want to private message them that day and just be like, hey, how is your birthday so far? What are you doing today? Always ask open-ended questions. what are you doing today? So where's your family taking you today? Or, you know, what did you ask for on your birthday? You know, open-ended questions that can start conversations with people. You know, sometimes I wait for the next day to send that and I say, hey, happy, you know, I'm sorry, you know, happy birthday, you know, what did you do yesterday? So you have more conversations to go on. The next thing is follow up on likes and comments. You know, sometimes you post things where you get 100 likes or 80 or whatever, you get a lot of likes. Follow up on those likes and comments. You know, if somebody comments on something with you and your kids and it's someone you haven't spoken to in a while, just be like, hey, Sarah, it's been a while. Thank you so much for living on my post with Jackson. You know, see how big he is getting. I noticed, you know, your kids are growing too. How old is, you know, whatever, little Jonathan or whatever, you know, and always leave those conversations open-ended. Whatever you talk about, leave an open-ended question. Go through your friends list and start, you know, conversations going through your letters like A or B or C or D. That's another way you can do it. You know, just spark some sort of engagement with people. If you want to go, if you're OCD, some people, I'm OCD in certain things, and sometimes I'll go through like A and then B and then C, and then that way you get, you know, the letters out of the way. Brand new friends on Facebook. Every day we want to add friends on Facebook, right? Every day we want to add 3 people. I love to go through their profiles after they've added me, and then I see what's going on. And you know, if I find something in common or something I want to talk about, I'll reach out to them. But if not, I'll say something specifically about whatever post they had on, or I can say, hey Sarah, thank you so much for the ad. How are you doing today? Another open-ended question. We want to engage in conversation with these people. And then the next 3 would be your connections. You know, every day, like I said, adding people. So suggested friends from Facebook, you know, current friends, find ones that say add friends. You know, sometimes we have mutual friends with people and you want to add friends. If it says, sometimes Facebook will give you that list like add friends, just go in and add people. If you already have 3 or 4 mutual friends, you should be fine. It's probably someone within a circle of community that you're a part of, you know. Sometimes, or no, not sometimes, but a lot of people, a lot of times I will screen people if I'm not sure, because, you know, there can be a lot of fake Facebook things out there. And I definitely look at their friends. I see what's going on in their posts, and then I'll add. I make sure I'm careful as well. You don't, you know, you want to add, but you also want to make sure that you have a good amount of people that are, that you have common friends with. And then in your community groups, there's a lot of us in mommy groups. There's a lot of people in hiking groups. There's a lot of people in fishing groups. I mean, makeup groups. I just started getting into makeup. So like I have like I'm in a bunch of makeup groups and stuff like that, you know, like go in there and comment on people's stuff, comment on posts, you know, comment on, you know, even you put like, share a post or something, like ask about bottles or ask about fishing rods or ask about certain makeups and stuff like that, and engage conversation there. And every time I do that, I always have like a long list of moms, or like if it's makeup artists, makeup people, like a bunch of people, a bunch of women start, you know, commenting on my posts. I add all those ladies. I add all those people on my community groups, because I personally don't have, for some reason, I don't have the add friends function. So it never gives me, Facebook will never give me like an add friends opportunity. So I don't let that stop me. I find a way to add friends regardless. And then people you encounter in your daily life, you know, if you're at the store and you find a way to talk about coaching, you know, or to talk about your program, just be like, hey, why don't we connect on Facebook? I'd love to connect with you, stay in touch there and see what's going on. People would rather give you their Facebook than their phone number. So you yourself find their names on your app and just be like, is that you? Or go ahead and find yourself and add yourself on my Facebook, and you let them add themselves onto your friends list. So what kind of things can we post about? Some examples are food, right? We're coaches, so we have tons of recipes we provide. Go onto Sandy's Kitchen Adventures or the Lean and Greens group that we're a part of, you know, and, you know, share about foods, share about some lean and greens. You know, as coaches and in our business, we want to bring value to the marketplace. So by you posting these recipes, people are consistently seeing them and people make your recipes. And then when somebody privately messages you and says, hey, I'm going to try that recipe, be like, awesome. When you do it, tag me on Facebook. I'd love to see what you're doing, you know? So talk about food, talk about family, relationships, fitness, faith, fashion, community, travel, hobbies, business, before and afters. You want to post a before and after every single day. But when you post a before and after, you must post something about your life as well, because you don't want to be just like a billboard and advertisement for Altavia. You want people to be attracted to your wall because you're real. So here are a few of my examples, post about your family life. I posted a picture of my husband and me, that we went out on a date last week. And I talked about why it's so important for me to go out on dates. Again, bringing value to the marketplace. Like, I want people to know why it's important for them to go on dates, I guess, couples, and I shared a little bit why I'm very strong on going out on weekly dates with my husband. And that sparked a lot of engagement, a lot of conversations, a lot of private messages. So post about your family life. Post about your community life. People out there, like I said on Friday, are craving community. People are wanting community. They find purpose in community. So post about communities. If you have healthy happy hours, if you have, if you're going to do a healthy happy hour, if you're going to go on a hike with coaches, if you're going to do anything, convention, go global, now that we're doing the extravaganza, post about community and why community is so important, because this attracts people. Be authentic, be honest, and be real. So on Friday, many of you were on that October challenge when I spoke, and I shared my heart on Friday. Like, I talked to people about how I came from a vulnerable place, but I also talked about why I did it. When Jamil asked me to share on Friday, every part of my body wanted to say no, right? Because that's just the part that we're like, no, this is too much. It's too much pressure. But I said yes. What came out of my mouth said yes. And I explained in my post why I said yes. So just being authentic, honest, and real is really going to attract more people to you. And like I said earlier today, healthy recipes, right? We want to give people recipes. People make the meals and people think about you. When you are talking about healthy recipes, I've had a couple of girlfriends tell me, hey, I wanted to make something healthy, and I just went on your wall and I went to your album, healthy and easy meals, and I made one of the meals that you provided there. And I'm like, tag me. If you post it on Facebook, I'd love to see it, So when they tag you, your friends and family can also see that somebody is actually, getting value from your wall as well, from your newsfeed. Inspire others, as much as I can. I try to inspire people, in whatever their goals may be. Goals is a really big thing for me, because before health coaching, I didn't have goals. I didn't know what goals were. And I was afraid to create goals because I was afraid to fail. I was afraid to try those goals, right? But through personal development, I've realized that, it is so important to create goals, because, it gives you something to work towards. And if you don't get to that goal that you want, at least you progress and you became better because you tried, versus you staying back and saying, I'm not going to try because, it's just, I can't do it. So I try to, inspire people a lot about goals. If there's something that you're passionate about, try to inspire people about that, whatever it may be. And then live videos, I must be honest and confess to you guys that I need to get better at this, because these are like my weaknesses, but when I do a live, I bring value as well, and I love to tie in a lot of personal development. And where else than in this place, right? We talk so much about personal development, through this October Madness challenge. Like, we've just we've absorbed so much knowledge. Now it's time for us to give them out. You want to bring value. So whatever, you want to talk to about. Me personally, I love to talk about, personal development. So like this one, I said, when life happens for you and not to you. And I remember I heard Jamil, speak on a live about this, about when life happens for you and not to you. And so what I did is I studied a little bit about that. I don't just go on a live and then just kind of blindly share, no, it causes me to do a little bit of research so that I do sound knowledgeable when I do my live. And so I got 743 likes in this live, and a ton of people that I don't even know have private messaged me that someone sent them the video and how it spoke to their hearts. So again, bring value. Okay. So starting conversations when adding friends, you want to start conversations. These are a few examples of mine. I added this guy, Andy, and I just said, hey, Andy, thanks so much for the ad. How are you? I didn't really find anything I can talk to him about in his wall. So I just started with an open-ended question. But then Miriam, I saw that she was an entrepreneur as well. She's an entrepreneur with another network marketing company. So I was like, I see you're an entrepreneur as well. I love it. What do you do for a living? So now she talked to me about what she does for a living, and we've started, building a relationship. And I know that one day she will do Optavia. She's still a little bit, just not on the fence, but I'm trusting that the relationship that I'm building with her, she will trust me enough one day to say, hey, I want to give your program a try. Then Blake, I added her as well. And she was like, how do you know me? I don't know her. But you know what? I said, hey, I don't know you, but I'm always looking to expand my network. I hope that's okay with you. It wasn't okay with her because she unfriended me, but that's okay. You know, we just keep working. Sometimes things will happen like that, and it is absolutely okay. You just got to keep going with the process and not be emotionally attached to the outcome at all. So starting conversations from likes on before and afters, you know, this is my friend Noelle. You know, she liked Abra's transformation. And again, an open-ended question. What did you like most about her story? Talk to me about that, right? So she shared with me what she liked most about that story. We ended up, you know, creating a health assessment for her. We did a health assessment for her. And you know what? She's not ready right now, but that's okay. When she's ready, she'll come back and tell me she's ready, right? This is another entrepreneur. Josue, he is doing incredible on what he does, and he liked one of my posts. And guess what? I thanked him for liking Tanya's health journey, you know? And then I asked him, do you know anyone in your circle of influence looking to get healthy? Because I can't keep this gift to myself. I want to share this with as many people as I could. Well, guess what? About an hour and a half ago, we just got off a phone call, and he signed up about an hour and a half ago. So if y'all see him on Healthy Habits with us, please welcome him. I'm going to welcome him after this, right? So from a like, we were able to create a health assessment for this. So this is something you want to do. Engage in those likes and in those loves for people. And even if they continuously liking your stuff, find different ways to thank them again. You know, be consistent every time they thank them, because Josue has liked so many of my before and afters, but this is the first time he finally replied. Again, I was unemotionally attached to the outcome, and I said, I'm just going to do this because this is what my work is. And I just thanked him. I asked him who was interested, and boom, he was finally ready today. So making connections outside of social media, this is really important as well, right? We talk a lot about being Optavia. Are you Optavia, or are you just trying to sell Optavia? Or are you trying to share Optavia? What are you? For me, I think I finally started seeing a difference in my life and in my business when I decided to become Optavia. And what does that mean? That means I am a living, walking person. I talk about Optavia every single day. I talk about my business Sunday through Sunday with whoever is in front of me. So Francisco was the guy I met in an elevator, literally 3 minutes. We came down 3 floors. It was probably less than 3 minutes. But in that time, I absolutely fell in love with his personality. And, you know, my husband was there too. So it wasn't just him and me, you know, but I fell in love with his personality. And I was like, hey, you would be great at what I do. Quickly, like, what do you do for a living? And he was just a guy that's, you know, that delivers food from a Greek restaurant. So we talked about program, you know, we talked about the coaching opportunity, and we had a coach explore call with him. Was he ready right now? Not yet, but that's okay because we're building a relationship, you know? And then Tasha was someone I met at Macy's, right? I met Tasha at Macy's, and, you know, I was just literally buying a shirt for my husband, and she kind of talked to me about how exhausted she was going up the steps at her apartment, and we were able to connect, did a health assessment, and she's down 15 pounds on program so far. So it's just about living your life out loud and finding people. Again, I connected with both of these people on social media, and I gave them my phone so that they can go ahead and click on my phone and find themselves. Because if I try finding them, for some reason, I never find them. So I let them find themselves. Now, there's a brand new platform that's come out, you know, through Instagram stories and Facebook stories. These are stories that, you know, go up for 24 hours and then come down for 24 hours, right? But the amount of people, I just recently took this picture, the very first one, which shows it's only seen by 57 people. The amount of people that actually view your stories, you would be surprised, are in the hundreds. Like literally every time I post a story, at the end of the day, it'll say 650 people viewed your story or something like that, you know? So I'm finding new ways to engage with people, you know? Today I decided to post about, you know, just personal development, you know, John C. Maxwell. I love that man, that guy. So I posted something about what, you know, spoke to me this morning, and I shared it this morning, you know, and then starting conversations with other people's stories. This guy, JP, his name is another Josue as well. You know, he posted some sort of quote and I loved it. And guess what? That engaged him in conversation because that's all I said. I said, yes, I love your story. That was it. And he is ready to sign up as well. He's flying to Texas today, but tomorrow we're putting an order for him and his wife, but that is the beauty of also these Instagram stories. It allows you to share your mind. Now, I've seen a lot of coaches, and I haven't done it personally, but I've seen a lot of coaches post before and afters. And then it says, just PM me, go down here and PM me. And there's a private message bar where people can PM you for the stories, so posting in those stories as well and engaging with people there. This girl, Roxy, I'm building a relationship with her because I think she's going to be an incredible coach, so when she loved on my story that I posted last week, we just started a conversation. So right now we're in conversation, and we're going to hopefully talk about coaching pretty soon. So taking advantage of all these things. Now, overcoming personal chatter about the 3x3x3. Like I said earlier today, you guys, the power of authentic connection is just beyond what you can imagine. Every time I go to church, every time I go somewhere where someone's a friend, they thank me. I love seeing about your kids, or I love the recipes you post, or I love the stuff that you post, and it makes me think and it challenges me. People are attracted to that. So never mind sometimes the chatter in our heads. We do it because we are serving other people. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So by you building relationships with people through social media, people are starting to let their guards down with you. They're like, oh my goodness, like she cares. She's asking about my kid. She's asking how he's doing. He was sick last week. She remembered, so just building these connections with people is really going to start bringing their guards down until they're finally completely open with you. Someone is looking for the gift that you have. Whoever it is, we don't know who that person is, but someone is looking for the gift. And that is how I see it now. When I try to get the word out to people, I don't say, hey, this is my business. No, I say, I have an incredible gift. I'm trying to share with as many people as I can. Do you know anyone in your circle that is looking for help, that is looking to become healthy? Because I can't keep this gift to myself. It's too much to keep to myself, and people are attracted to that versus, hey, this is my business and I just want you to, I just want you to help me with my business. It's a turnoff when you're just trying to make it about your business. But when it's about a gift and you're giving a gift to someone and you're looking to give this gift to someone, it just kind of registers differently. Now, one of my biggest things was I was always like, I don't want to post so much because people are going to talk about me. My timer's going to go off right now. People are going to talk, but no matter what you do, people will always talk. Whether you post something good or you don't post something good, people will always talk. So it doesn't matter. Leave the people with their negative talks to themselves, and you focus on the people that are looking for you. So go and be an inspiration to someone. Like, it's going to change your life. You think you're changing their life, but your life is going to change. And you know it as coaches. When someone comes and tells you, hey, this is happening because you're helping me change my life, it's so fulfilling. So I'm going to quickly run through these, and I'm sure Jamal's going to post them in 0 to 5. But
Priscilla, take your time.
Okay.
Take your time.
Are you
this
sure?
is important. Yeah, this is important. Take your time.
Good. My timer was like about to go off. Okay. So, these are important messages that you're always going to come across, right? Hey, so-and-so, so glad, you reached out. I'd love to share about my program. This is when someone's like asking you through your Facebook message, like your comments, like, hey, what program are you doing? One of the things you want to do is definitely create a new comment tab. Don't reply to them, but create a new comment tab, tag their name and say, hey, Sarah, I'm going to PM you, or I just PM'd you. And the reason you want to do this is because now you open this post to their platform. So now people that are their friends that are not your friends are going to see this information on their newsfeed. So now you have more people looking at what you're doing. So now you PM them and you say, hey, so-and-so, so glad you reached out. I would love to share about my program. What's a good time in the next day or two for us to chat? We can discover this is a good fit for you. This is my number. What is yours? Or just ask them for their number, right? We don't give information through Messenger. We don't say, oh, I'm doing Optavia. Have you heard of Optavia? Or I'm a coach with Optavia. No, we take all of these conversations to the phone. What's your program called? I get that a lot. So I'm sure all of you guys get that a lot. So this is an awesome way you can respond to that. We have several different paths available depending on what you want to accomplish. It's too much to text. So let's hop on a quick call and we can chat for a few minutes about your goals. The call's going to be about 20 minutes. Just let me know what works for you in the next 2 days. Again, I like the open-ended questions. So I say, are you available tomorrow between 1 and 4 or Tuesday between 4 and 6? What does your availability look like? Leaving it open-ended for them to reply to that. How much does it cost? Again, I get that a lot, so I'm sure all of you guys too. So we have a couple of different, programs available or paths available depending on what you want to accomplish. So let's get on a quick call again and let's chat for a few minutes about your goals and we can discover what program is best for you. And let's see if it's a fit for you anyway, So let me know again what your availability looks like. So again, open-ended questions on availability. I'm super busy. Can you send me your website? I don't really have much to send. My website is really for my current clients, but our call will only take about 20 minutes. So let me know when you can chat in the next day or two to jump on a quick call, right? So everything must be on the phone. We don't share anything through Messenger. If they don't respond after inviting them to the health assessment, just say, hey, just checking in. Want to make sure you got my message and see if you still wanted to connect. Now, one of the things that we love to talk about is breaking up with people. And I love to share about the breakup method, right? Sometimes, new coaches will tell me, hey, Priscilla, I feel like I'm already bugging them. I've reached out 2 or 3 times. Then you break up the 3rd time. Hey, you know what? It seems like you are interested in getting healthy or, someone that wants to get healthy and it seems like it's not a right time. I don't want to keep bugging you. And I really value our relationship. So next time I reach out to you, it's just going to be only about our friendship and nothing to do with this. But when you are ready, to get healthy and you're ready to know a little bit more about this program, please reach out to me. I'd love to share this with you. 90% of the time, I always get people reach out and say, hey, no, I was just really, really busy. I'm really sorry. I'm available tomorrow or so-and-so. So you want to break up with people. So, these are just tips to conclude about social media. Again, be real on social media. Be you. Have fun with it. There's no parameters on what. One thing, my suggestion is don't talk about politics or anything, negative. If you're like negative Nancy, trust me, people will hide your wall. So, just stay away from negativity. If you can, stay away from politics as well, because that can get very nasty on people's walls very quickly, and just think about every time you post something, whether it's your family or something else, am I inspiring people? Am I bringing value to the marketplace? And that's how you want to think about your posts. Even if they're funny stuff, that's cool. I love seeing Stephanie Jaycock's mommy posts that she posts. They make me laugh, and I know that she has an audience specifically for that. So go ahead and post about what is real to you today. Aim to inspire others on your wall, like I said. Consistently expand your listen audience, add people from mommy groups, makeup groups, hiking groups, fishing groups, whatever part of group you're in. If you're a drummer, look for drumming groups. Whatever you do, if you're a musician, look for musician groups. People you meet in person, just add people consistently because you want to add more audiences to your platforms. And then move all the conversations to the phone. Do not share anything about program on Messenger. If you do that, then this is going to become a diet for them. And ultimately, we want a lifestyle change, not a diet. Share your story with passion. Whatever that story may be, embrace your story because your story is going to inspire someone. We don't know who, but it will inspire someone. So share your story with passion. Don't try to get people or hook anyone because we're not here to get or to hook people. We're not here to get 5 more people or to get 3 more people. Who can I serve today? Wake up in the mornings and be like, who can I serve today? Or who can I help today? That's how we need to view this program. Be consistent. Hashtag DTW, right? Do the work. Do it anyway. It doesn't matter whether in the morning you're tired, whatever happens in life, life will always throw curveballs at you. Like I said on Friday, do the work because otherwise we're going to come up with an excuse every single day as to why we can't do the work. So do the work. Even if you're just consistent with the 3x3x3, don't stop. Build momentum for yourself. Have fun. And if you're not having fun, then you're not doing it right. So that's the best thing. So this is kind of a graph that Casey lent to me. But it's about the power of consistency, right? On August, you may talk to someone and they may be ready in September, they may not. But then in October, they may be ready. And as you can notice in this with the 3x3x3 daily, you're building consistency and momentum every day. So by January time, when everybody has New Year's resolutions, right, to lose weight, you are going to be super busy in January. Like, you better be ready to jump into January and work, because you've built so much momentum for yourself through all this consistency on the 3x3x3. So that is what I have for you all today. Let me stop my share here.
Powerful stuff, man. You guys see why I wanted her to come on? I said, we got to learn this stuff. Priscilla, can you jump on tonight? And luckily she was gracious enough. I see she has Bible study in 15 minutes, all those notifications popping up on her computer. But it is all good. Thank you so much. Was that helpful, you guys? If that was helpful, put a 3 in the chat group. So we want to, I said a little bit earlier in my video as I was inviting folks to jump on tonight, that there are 3 things. Please write this down if you're taking notes. There's only 3 things that separate coaches. From all of us start at the same exact spot. We all get paid the same way Dr. Anderson gets paid too. He still gets paid the same way that we do, by the way. He started at the exact same place that Priscilla started, that I started, that Nancy started. All of us had no clients that came in our coach kit, right? We have to go out there and we have to share. And then from that, so there's 4 things that we do as a coach. That's it, just 4 things. We acquire clients. Please write that down. That's one of the first things we do, is we acquire clients. And the reason why we actually get paid and get paid well is because we support those clients. That's the second thing. We acquire clients, we support those clients. The third thing is we acquire coaches, and then we support those coaches. That's all we do. But there are 3 things that separate coaches. And those 3 things are their skills, their skill set. So some of us, before Priscilla just went through what she went through, our skills may not have been all that great with social media and moving messages from moving messages to the phone. If you guys were like me, when I was a brand new coach, I was trying to type out our whole program to people, spending 14 hours a day just try to respond to one person, try to tell them all the key elements of this program instead of just saying, hey, let's hop on the phone. I was telling everyone the price. I was too scared to post half the time. Thank goodness they didn't have Facebook Live back then, because I don't know if I would have done it. But it was like, there was just all this craziness. But then I got better and better with my skill sets. So that's why we needed Priscilla to come on and really help us with our skill sets. Now, the second thing that separates coaches is what we call their mindset. Most coaches, when they start coaching, don't quite understand how powerful they are. And they still tend to let fear drive and dictate their lives. This is why if you ask a coach to do something very simple, like add some friends on Facebook, they will create 1,000 different stories as to why that's not possible, or how these people are going to come and kidnap them in the middle of the night because their mindset is off. So that is one of the things that really separates coaches. And then their actions. Actions separate all, but it certainly separates coaches. So Priscilla said to do what every day? 3x3x3. So that action over time produces that last slide that she showed you, which creates massive results, not just a little bit of results. For example, I have been in action for 6 years. And if you're in action for that long in this business, you're going to have massive results, especially if you don't break the fat burn in your business. So she just said, do these 3 simple things every single day. And just by doing that, you're going to start more conversations. You're going to build more relationships. You're going to be posting more authentic things. You're going to live out loud. That's what we talk about. And from that, people are going to be impacted. And they're going to ask you, what are you doing? And then you're going to say, well, let's chat about it. So Priscilla, thank you so much. You're so gifted at that part of our training. I just want to spend about 8 minutes talking about this thing that we call a health assessment. No, that's not what I want. Okay. So naturally, when you, whoa, what was that? So naturally, when you are in as much action as Priscilla's talking about, there's going to be people that's going to be asking you, what are you doing? One of the things I would strongly encourage, please write this down in your notes, is out of your 3x3x3, make sure that one of those posts per day is a before and after, and really get in the habit of doing Facebook Lives and providing value. Please write those things down. I just gave you a big secret. So I want to make sure that everyone heard it. So in 2 weeks, when I'm working with a coach, they say, oh, you didn't say that. Yes, I did. I'm giving you the secrets of how to do it. So every day we want one of those 3 posts that we post on Facebook to be a before and after. And it would be better, it would behoove us as a community to start doing more Facebook Lives. I would recommend doing 1 Facebook Live a day. So from all this activity, people are going to start asking, what are you doing? And then as Priscilla stated, we're going to move those conversations to the phone, and we're going to set up a health assessment. Now, some keys and some tips to the health assessment. At the top of your health assessment, one thing that I would recommend, one thing that I would do is make a note to yourself. And this note that I have on my health assessment says, don't make this call about me. This is not about me. My intentions is to fall in love with this person's story and to serve them as best as possible. See, oftentimes when we make this call about us, one, we talk too much. We give them way too much information that they don't need. We throw up all over them, or we get nervous and we get scared. And we start having these mindset things that don't serve us because we're making it about us. But if we can make this call about the other person, to really fall in love where they're at, to really fall in love with what they're going through, to really fall in love with understanding why are they where they're at. And then we just worry about serving them. Now it's not about us and our egos and our agenda, but it is about serving mankind. So at the top of my health assessment, I have a couple things. 1, this is not about me. Fall in love with their story. And 2, at the top of my health assessments, I have the parable of the sower. Because I know that if I just keep doing enough of these, eventually lots of people will spring up and a lot of seeds will start to grow. Okay, so 20 to 30 minutes max for this call. If it's going over that, then we need to, we'll want to consistently get better with our skill sets. Now, if you're doing this call for the first 3 to 5 times, then make sure to have your support team involved with the process so that they can help you get elevated skills and they can transfer their skills to you and help you with that process so that you can start to become better. Now, the faster you do 10 or more of these, the better it gets, just like anything else. The more you do of anything, the better you're going to get at it. It's just a law of averages. So it's a conversation. Focus on them. Spend the time up front. Explain how it's going to look. What do I mean by that? Give them a brief understanding of what the flow of the call is going to be. So, hey, I'm really excited to connect with you tonight. Why don't I spend some time really finding out what's important to you, what you want, and then I'll be able to explain to you how this program could really serve you and could really help you. And then we'll see if it's something that you want to do. How's that sound? Sound good? So I've already set the tone for the call at the very beginning. Listen, be bold. You've got the goods. Layer full health, coaching, and referrals from the start. What does this mean? Every health assessment that I do, I talk about the trilogy. I'm not just talking about weight loss, but I'm talking about all areas of our program: healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. If they start telling me that they're stressed out, I want to dig into that. And I really want to find out what's stressing them out. If they say my job, then I'm going to start asking questions about that. What about your job is stressing you out? How long has that been stressing you out? what what does that do to you when you start to get stressed? If you go another 5 years in the same environment, where do you think you'll be? What's keeping you at that job? They're going to say money. I'm going to say, well, how much income would it take for you to leave that environment so you won't be stressed out? They say $3,000 a month. I say, you know what? Along with getting your weight down, I think that coaching would really benefit you as well, because that's something we can easily replace that income. You can get out of that stressful environment, which triggers you to go eat and drink way too much. And now you can go serve other people, be in a unique community where lots of people are going to love on you. And, you know, you'll learn the habits to keep your weight off. You see how I just did that in my first call with them? So you are not a weight loss coach. We want to get really comfortable with asking the proper questions so we can figure out how to serve the total human being, not just one tiny aspect of their life, which is weight. No, 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 no. If we don't move their underlying structure, that weight is going to come back on. Let me say that again. If we don't move their underlying structure, that weight is going to come back on. So we talk about our full trilogy at the beginning with the very first question. So the why before the how. The goal of this call is for us to really find out their whys before we give them the how. Really, the goal of our life, the goal of being a coach, is finding out someone's why before we just start giving them random information. So we really want to do a great job of doing that. They're going to ask all these how questions. How much does it cost? Is it like blank? How does it work? What's the food taste like? That's all the hows. What we're going to say is, well, let me find out and understand a little bit more about what you are looking for. And once I know that, I'll fully be able to explain how this program would actually benefit you. So, you know, what's going on? Tell me a little bit about your life and where you're at now as opposed to where you would like to go. So let me jump forward a little bit. So we know that this is what the health assessment looks like. Let me talk about the key areas of this health assessment. So the most important area of this health assessment is actually this area here. And this is what we call awakening. So we want to get really, really good at asking questions to awaken and find out what is important to them. We want, please write this down, in the context of this call, we want about 70% of this call for them to actually be doing the talking, and only about 30% of us doing the talking. How do we get that? Well, we get that from asking questions. What do you mean? Well, you're going to get really, really good with asking questions. So questions like, why do you want to talk tonight? Okay, I understand. Well, tell me a little bit more about that. That's one of the best questions you could ever ask. Tell me a little bit more about that. Well, what does that mean to you? How long have you been suffering from that? What other areas of your life is that impacting? How does that feel? What would success look like for you? You want to lose 30 pounds? Why is that important? I want to run around with my kids. Oh, that's great. Why is that important? I want to have energy. I don't want to be the mom that just sits on the couch. Well, why is that important? You see how I just asked 3 deeper whys? They are going to give you their first initial answer. It's going to be a surface why. That's not good enough. We need to get to the nitty gritty. What do you want? And why haven't you had it? And why hasn't it taken so long? Have you ever done programs before? Have you ever lost weight before? Have you ever put that weight back on? Why do you think that happens? When's the last time you were at where you desire to be? 10 years ago? What have been the biggest contributing factors as to why you are back to where you are right now? What is going on? I want to make them finally start being honest with themselves. And the way that we do that is we awaken by asking lots of questions. So exercise is important to you. Why? If you could exercise the way that you wanted it to, what would you be doing? When's the last time you actually did that? When you're actually at a place where you could do that, what is that going to feel like? Have you thought about it? Where are you going to go? What are you going to be wearing? who else is going to be moved by you making this commitment to get yourself healthier? You see these questions? They just keep going. By the time I get done asking these questions, most time people are crying because we really start attaching emotion to what we're going to do later, which is logic. Okay. So we want to get really, really good. I'm telling you, when coaches tell me that, price is too expensive, you know what I hear? One, that coach probably has a concept about price and the costs themselves. Two, they don't have the skills yet to ask the right questions. Because if you can attach these folks to emotion, then you'll start to see that price will not be an issue. When you start saying, oh my gosh, just think about it. When's the last time you were able to run around with your kids? 6 years? What has that been like? What does that feel like? What do your kids say? When's the last time you had a situation to where you realized that because of your health, you were not able to engage with them? What was that night like? Do you want to keep having nights like that? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want to change that? Okay. You want me to show you how to do that? Are you sure? Okay. I'm going to show you, but you're going to have to trust me. Can you trust me? That's a phrase I would write down. Can you trust me? It's magical. Can you trust me? And then I'm going to go into the 4 components of our program. You guys just give me like 2 more minutes and then I'll have you out, but this is important. So I'll go into the 4 components of our program, which is here. So now that we know what they want and what's important, we have our 4 components. Our 4 components, what separates Optavia from everything else that's out there, are these 4 components. This is so important for us to understand. Just one of these components alone is worth the price of admission. I really want us to understand this. Their coach alone, you alone, your worth, your time, your energy, your love, your support, your conviction is worth more than their food. I want us to understand this. So when people, if we run into people that say the program's too expensive, they are saying, I'm not ready. The coach aspect alone is worth $400 a month. Not to mention the habits of health, the community, and their fuelings. This package right here is about a $1,500 package. I really want us to understand this. So now that I just figured out what's important to them, I'm just going to lay out these 4 components, but specific to them. I'm not going to be giving them all this information that they don't need. So their coach, if they told me, if I said, when was the last time you were where you want to be? And they said 10 years. And I said, why? And they say, I just, it's hard for me to do on my own. So when I'm explaining our 4 components as a coach, I'm going to say, hey, Tiffany, one of the ways that this program is going to serve you uniquely is you have a free coach. You remember when you told me one of the reasons why you keep falling back and going into the same hole is you don't have support and it's hard for you to do it on your own? Well, in this program, that's never going to happen again because you have a coach and that coach is me and I'm going to be here every step of the way. How helpful would it be for you to have someone that is going to be there every step of the way? So if you do feel alone, you know that you can call or text when you need to. See what I just did there? I didn't tell them all this random information that doesn't apply to them. I took what they told me and now I'm wrapping it up and I'm weaving it in and out like a tapestry into our 4 components. Our habits of health. If they told me they don't sleep, they have high stress, they're always, they never have, they've lost weight before, they've gone back. For some reason, they're broke, right? They live in the richest nation ever known to man and they don't have money. That is called poor habits. So I want to explain the habits of health to fit them. So I'll say, hey, you remember when you told me you get really excited, you get really motivated, you'll start a program and then you just kind of fall off and then put all your weight back on? Remember you told me you're always groggy in the morning, you don't sleep well. Remember you told me you don't drink that much water. Remember you told me your support systems are just kind of like you keep going back and, you know, picking up the bottle of alcohol. Well, that's because your habits are a little off. So the second component of our program that's really going to serve you is what we call our habits of health system. Remember you told me you did all those things? What if there was a way to where we could work on that? So when you finally do get down to 140, we can ensure that you don't go back, because week in and week out, we're going to start to underline and identify what these habits are. See how I took what they told me? So we want to do that with every area within these 4 components. Community is huge. Most people don't do well because they don't have great support system. They have kryptonite either in the house or their job space, or they don't have people that champion them. They have a spouse that's in the house that's eating in and out every single night while they're trying to, you know, really focus on their health. They have kryptonite in the house. Same thing within the workspace. So community is huge. They have to be around like-minded people or it's too hard. So I'm going to be listening and tying in community, obviously our feelings. So from there, we just want to sort of go to answer any questions that they have. And then we want to make sure to invite them. Well, it sounds like this program would really work for you. It sounds like I believe in my heart that you can rock this out. You might not know, but listen, you just have to trust me. What do you think? Does it sound like something that you want to do? What did I do? I just invited them. Why would we spend 15 minutes on this call listening to what they want and not invite them to start a new life? So many coaches make that mistake. Every single health assessment that we do, we want to invite them to join our program. It reminds me of an altar call, like when I was, growing up as a little boy in church. At the end of every service, they would invite you up. We're going to invite them to start a new life. So a lot of coaches make that mistake. Make sure not to do that. If they are ready, it's simple. Just follow the information, get their information. And if they're not yet, no big deal. We'll just sort of start to put them into our system. We'll set up a time to follow up with them. We'll ask them if we can add them to our client support page. And then we'll take that health assessment and we'll add it to our tracking binder here into this orange section. And then we just start our follow-up Friday. So let me see here. So every kit, every time we sign someone up, 99% of the time, we start them with Essential Optimal Health Kit. So let me say that again. When we sign clients up, we sign them up with an Essential Optimal Health Kit. Unless they have some sort of, dramatic allergy or something like that, 99% of your clients get signed up with this kit here. And that's pretty much it. So was that helpful, you guys? I'm sorry we went over by like 8 minutes or so, but I really wanted us to understand this process because this is what it takes. Everything that Priscilla told us is how we build a large funnel of clients, but it's about consistency. Please hear my heart as I say this. If we break consistency and momentum, it's not going to work. If we try to just start conversations, but we're not posting and we're not adding friends, it's not going to work. We can't pick and choose which one of these 3 we feel like doing. They all work together. It's a system. It'd be like your clients just thinking, I'm going to eat 5 and 1 today. Tomorrow I'll eat 4 and 3. The day after that, I'll eat a 15 and 1. Maybe I'll drink some water. Maybe I won't. No, the system calls for it all to work together. If you don't do it all together, what happens? It doesn't work. This 3 by 3 by 3 thing works, but it has to be all together, interconnected. I'm telling you, if you do 2 and you don't do 1 of them, it's not going to work. I'm just going to be frank and honest and open with this group. It will work. It's not going to work very well and it won't be predictable. Just like people would probably lose a pound or so a week if they, go off the 5 and 1, but it's not predictable. If you stay on 5 and 1, it's predictable. I can say basically anyone that does this is going to have predictable results. What I'm saying is any coach that decides to do what we just laid out tonight will have predictable results. I'm not praying or hoping that it's going to happen. I know for a fact that it's going to happen. So we just have to follow the what? system, and then get really, really good with our health assessments, with asking what questions, and we ask questions to fall in love with their stories. Who's the health assessment about, them or us? I still see a lot of coaches, like, they'll say, like, I want to fit back into the size 4. Oh my gosh, I want to fit back into the size 4 too. And then they totally hijack the conversation. No, it's not about you. It's about them falling in love with their story. All right, enough. I can go all night about this. You guys have a great night. I hope that this was helpful. And we'll have the recording up in 0 to 5 files. And we'll see you guys next Monday. You guys go register for Salt Lake City. I'm not playing. It's going to be awesome. You don't want to miss out. Jamie Beltran, you going to be there? I'm not going to call you out. Just give me a week. All right, you guys. Have a great night, everyone.